Bala, good morning. I know you're traveling right now, and you've really, gone out of the way to accommodate this interview request. So, where are you traveling, sir? Where are you traveling to?
No, I'm just on the way to Pune, Nikunj.
Thank you for
Yeah.
joining us. We were discussing the impact of the new, the new Sebi proposals. How will that impact the industry, and how will that impact Birla AMC?
No, of course, this was a part of the discussion, Nikunj, if you see. Even Sebi chairperson, when they had the press meet after the last board meeting, they did mention about various initiatives that they're taking for the capital market in general, and in particular to mutual fund. Then all these things that has come in the discussion paper, they are more or less in line with what was discussed in the MF Advisory Council, as well as the SEBI chairperson briefing to the press. I would assume that the process would be, I'm sure many people in the industry would benefit, the model will get how to undergo a change, and those representations would be received by the regulatory authorities, and post that again they'll go for a consultation, and not necessarily that every recommendation that is coming in would pass through or would get accepted or would get rejected. Therefore, one has to just see within this which are the one would actually be dropped. But the fact of the matter is, as you rightly mentioned in your opening remark, I think the scale benefit the beneficial good investors, and basis which all these discussions are coming in. And from a AMC's point of view, I would assume, I think the AMC one industry in the last many number of years, I must mention that have faced a similar changes in the regulatory environment, right from entry load going away and so on and so forth. Therefore, every time such thing comes, the business model has to get adjusted. One, you remain a relevant large player and focus on both increasing the customer base and serving more number of customer base. At the same time, maintain the overall profitability. And that remains one of the core area of focus at every point of time. Too early for me to comment at this point of time, since we are also, we've also as an AMC as a body has given the proposal to the SEBI in the past, and what can be done, what cannot be done. So those, I think, will go as part of the discussion paper, and then we have to wait for the final outcome to come.
There is a specific mention for debt mutual fund that the TR should be cut down. But do you think that is something which may not have a very large impact, because the TR in debt on an aggregate level is actually not 2%, it is already way below 2%?
Yeah, I think the fixed income schemes, if you look at liquid funds, generally is about 20 basis points, and then go up as the duration increases, as the credit risk that we take is increases. But otherwise, I think the funds which are at the higher bracket at this point of time size is low. At the same time, today was a great opportunity. This year, of course, a great opportunity to investors to look at fixed income schemes, given the yields are high. At this point of time, as it stands today, of course, impact will be less. At the same time, the real need to build the asset class such as credit funds, long duration funds, where we need a larger, they are like, you take more like an equity risk. The development of such product may actually get a little backseat. I think it's more than a real impact. But we need to look at which are the areas where the development will happen for the future. But those, to some extent, it can have impact. But otherwise, as it stands today, the impact will be the least.
Bala, just wanted to get a sense from you, because these are the initial thoughts coming in from Jeffries, but they are expecting that the caps can hurt AMC's profitability by as much as 13%, and one of the ways to kind of rationalize that is pass through as well. What's your own take, whether the industry will pass it on to the investors or not?
Yeah, I think at this stage, it's difficult for me to comment in terms of what kind of impact would come. But at the same time, as I said in the past, whenever such thing happens, the business model also needs to get adjusted in order to ensure that the economic model of everybody remains intact. But that's something we'll have to just see on this.
Coming back to the first point that you made, that this is in line with what the earlier discussions has been. So should we expect that this proposal will sail through in its current form, or you would be making some recommendations on this?
No, as it is, as the body, we had given certain recommendations in the past, and at the same time, the market participants. Now it's a public discussion paper. So I'm sure all the market participants also give their input. My own assumption is there are certain things has to be sitting outside the TER and all these things. I'm sure as they receive many proposals from market participants, that will be subject to review. I would assume one could expect some dilution on some of the things that they have proposed, like tax-related issues and other things. That we'll have to just see.
Appreciate your time and enjoy your stay at Pune. So, Bala, will you be stopping at the Pune highway for the vada pav?
No, I'm already stopping on the side of the road and talking to you.
Thank you so very much, Bala. I really appreciate that you could take this call.
Yeah, thank you.